Hello everyone, this is Jer, playing Oxygen Not Included. Not in my typical environment, so apologies if the sound quality is not quite the same this time, but we will go ahead for the next episode here. So my goal is to get this area built. This is my Research Reactor. And before I send the dupes going up and down here all the time, I thought maybe let's dig out a place to build a second tube here. So my dupes are being able to drop off here, put on their ammo suits, so that they can go outside. But I'd like to have them be able to get back in a tube and transport themselves up here, just to make this construction a little bit quicker, because there's a lot to do up here. So let's get started. So I'm going to want to have a tube. Let's see, transit access, put that right here. Tube will need to go all the way up to here. I can move this guy down. I could do that, or actually, you know what? Maybe we'll just go up and around instead. Can get rid of this pole. I think we should be able to get. Oh, what is this? Oh, a ladder. That's good. We can get rid of that. And we can get rid of that ladder as well. Make sure this whole thing is connected. Let's put in some power while we're at it. I'm wondering if I should have upgraded this to a higher watt circuit. Let's do that. Well, unfortunately, I didn't leave myself much space here, but let's go back and change this to higher wattage power transformer. And we'll upgrade this line to conductive line. We're going to put our smart battery back. This time we're going to have a large power transformer right here. And this has to be upgraded as well. We need to go from a wire bridge to a conductive wire bridge. So once this dupe takes that out, I'll put that in. So hopefully these Atmo suits are going to last while we are doing this little bit of construction. While the dupes are working on that, let's see what we're able to get. Bristol barely. Not ready to take on any new dupes. 12 is enough for the time being. Oh, I see they made a little bit of progress on the 2. That's good news. I'm going to set this to be about 50 or so. 3 is enough. As soon as one of the dupes creates this bridge and this large transformer, we should have power back here. Alright, now that we've got these ladders gone, I should be able to get around. Let's have a look. There we are. Now I'm going to cross here. Actually going to take out that solar panel to make this happen. Now there is risk over here of this this line essentially overheating, melting. Anything you build out of plastic, it's not going to be the best heat resistance, but this is a temporary line. And hopefully before I run these rockets, I will remember to take this down. We'll see how that goes. And let's just have this dump dupes. If I could go up one higher, that would be good. Temporarily take that out. This is just going to speed access for dupes to be able to get up here. That's the upward direction. If we put a fire pole in here, That'll speed their downward direction. Alright, make this out of copper. It's going to go down like this. Let's see, do we get power here? No power. Hold on, what is going on over here? Look at our logic. Oh, okay, well that makes sense. I guess we have to bring this over by one. Technically, you can get rid of that. Duke has arrived. We're installing this. And there we are. Now the transformer is on. When this gets maxed, it turns back off. And now the dupes can use this. You can get the power charging back on our ammo suits. This, okay. Well, we've got too much circuitry now. Because these still need to be upgraded. So hold on, why don't we disable this again? Otherwise we're going to cause damage to our circuits, and I'll increase the priority. Oh, you know what? I don't have to get the dupes to do this. Just enable that again. I'll just tell this to go down there. So as long as that battery doesn't need to be charged, and let's just disable this building for now so the dupes don't actually get access to that, we should be okay. Actually, you know what? We want to be really safe about this. I forgot the cutting tool. Why don't we just do that? We'll do a cut right here. So now this side of the circuit is all made of the proper metal that can run as normal. Let's up this back to about 50% or so. And once these wires are back, I'll connect that. Actually, are the dupes able to reach that without a ladder? I don't think so. Let's allow them to get up there. I think I should be able to enable this building. Not that they're going out at the moment. Can dupes exit over there? Well, while this is being built, we'll see if any dupes use this or not. I don't think so. I think it has to be pointing down. And given that the dupes aren't using this, I would say that's the case. If they're using lead wires over here, it's not going to be a problem because it is pretty cold in this area. Now, I don't know if dupes can walk up here. I think they can access this. Can't they access two tiles? Oh, two tiles below them. No, I don't think they can. I think I need to create some ladders going across if I want this to be built. Over here, I think the dupes are able to get down and access this at this point. I'll just test this. Let me mark this one as a high priority and see if any dupes actually get there from up here, indicating these ladders are not useful. Doesn't look like it. See any progress on a fire pole? Definitely. So figure I might as well do this because we've got a lot of drywalling to be put in here. And I'm going to actually build this later. It's going to be difficult to work around that. So that'll actually, the actual research reactor I'll put in later. Alright, I'll be back when the dupes are caught up on there too. The dupes are installing the last pieces of the pipe. So right now, I should be able to see a dupe go through this. Oh, see, this tile needs to be rebuilt. There we are. So as construction is going on over here, the dupe should be able to utilize this pathway, just in speeding up the process of getting them to dig some copper. There we are. First dupe is taking some copper. They've landed over here, and they're able to use that to build. I guess they're going to put in heavy wire. Awesome. Let's put in some drywalling. So there's a lot of drywalling that's needed here. Oh, I forgot we need to select what type. We can either just use the regular or fresh white. Let's go fresh white. Now the dupes can only access 4 tiles up. Making this out of granite. Doesn't really matter. Now, the nice thing about this update that's in this game is that this only has 100 units or kilograms of material to build versus I think it was 400 before. So they've taken that down. They made this easier to build, which is nice. We have to build a series of ladders so the dupes can actually access the higher part up here. So we go. What's the local material down here? I see some igneous rock. We'll throw in some more igneous rock since I've got some granite. Now, if I build this ladder, they're only going to be able to go up that high, so I will do this every 2 tiles. This is going to be a very long build, but with the transit tube that should speed things up. And the fire pole helps as well, so the dupes are able to return. All kinds of ladders. This is why I didn't want to have the actual machinery in here. I want to put in the drywalling first. Well, meteor showers, that's not going to happen on this particular asteroid. That is one of the things, so while the dupes are working on this, I really have 2 main things I want to do in this playthrough, one of which I want to build the blaster up here to actually destroy meteorites when they're falling. And the other thing is somewheres up here in one of these planetoids is some fossils. I want to get access to them and try to unlock them and see what the benefit is. And I honestly didn't think I would have to be making red bolt rockets and all this to be able to do that, because I figured I would have been lucky enough to find the fossil on this particular asteroid, but that's not the case. I've got a scenarium, I've got this thing, what is it, critter, flux, somatic, but no fossils. You even have this guy, the gravitous shipping container that the dupe is living in. But the one I want is some fossils, because that's what is new in this particular update. There is the fresh white tiles going in. Some of the ladders are there. So I see some output pipes here. We want to have 2 things happen. I want to bring or connect 5 of these guys together. Let's see, do I have that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And that is going to dump on top of the research reactor. And the same thing with these 5. If I connect more than 5, I'm going to get a backup in the pipes, meaning one of these won't be able to run, or several of them won't be able to run. Now, I'm going to make sure anything I build in here, it's going to be very hot in this chamber down here. So everything I build has to be made out of steel. Put 1 here and 1 here. Actually, hold on. The center point actually is... This is where it would be nice. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go to radiation. I'm going to, just for the marking, I'm going to put the research reactor here. The dupes will never build it, but the point is just to get an idea where this is actually supposed to be. So I'd want to have it in halfway point, because it's an odd number. I'll have it just one extra tile to this side. So I can get an idea of what it's going to be like to dump some of these vents on it. Because these two vents are going to keep this guy cool. Now, when I've got water, this is essentially water pipes. They're going to be built out of ceramic because it's very hot. Don't want it to turn to steam. So we're going to go here like this and this. Actually, I'm even going to... feeling like I'm going to need to have a little bit of room for future builds. I'm going to do this. And up here, this can just be a regular pipe. So what that's ultimately going to allow me to do is have 5 steam turbines running on either side, continually dumping liquid on top of this thing. And the research reactor is actually going to be right here once this is built. So there's that. New printable. There's seeing what random gifts we get. Oh, some barbecue meats. That's not a bad thing. 300,000 calories. That is looking healthy. Let's check the water situation, because that is tied to oxygen. Lots of liquid. This geyser you can see is running, or I guess that's actually from this. Oh, this is coming from the other side, because this is supposed to be picking up polluted water, and when it doesn't, it's sending the brine over to this side. So this side becomes just brine. That is working well. Just check our farms are happy. This is looking decent. I meant to expand this farm. So we'll do that now. Alright, so let's go back. Oh, I see something is without power. Oh, that is just because this logic is temporarily disabling it because it's not needed power at the moment. Just to avoid confusion, get rid of that line that's not needed. So this is going to take a while. I've got 11 dupes here. 11 dupes. I should have 12. I guess one of them must be in one of these. Or let's go over in the skills. I find that's the best place to see. Yeah. Miner, for some reason, is in one of these guys. Let's unassign them. And then, yeah, no. Dupes. Don't sleep in the rocket. Don't eat in the rocket. Let's check the other rocket. Not assigned. Because we've got nice bedrooms we built in the last episode. It'd be sad if the dupes didn't use them. There we are. Artist, farmer, pilot, sleeping right now. See some ladder, or that dupe took the long way. Not sure why they didn't use the transit access. The other option is to have the actual suits changing down here. And then have them go so they don't have to go into 2 transit tubes. But this will be fine. This is a temporary one anyway. Once this is all built, I won't likely be getting rid of this line. And this is pretty much just it for the next little while. Wait, what, oh wait, granite. Thought I saw ceramic. I was like, that's not the right material. So fortunately, each individual tile doesn't take too long to build. There's just a lot of them, and of course the ladders to support actually going up. So I'm going to also want to have a separate line here to take some of the liquid from here and have it go back into the actual research reactor. And I have to be careful about how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to set this up like this. So liquid can go in at this point. And it can be combined here. And we're going to take this down my far over side here. And we're going to feed back into this guy. Of course, this guy will actually be up here. So the water will be used both to cool this research reactor, but also to actually feed it as well. Now I'm going around like that. I probably... What's wrong? Oh yeah, I think I just need a ladder. That's fine. You can do that later. Could have potentially just had this go down there. Why? And that may... No, let's have it like work like this. The other thing is I ultimately want to have a ladder that goes all the way down here. And I'm going to have special suits. Do I have those yet? So it's going to be the stations. Yes, the lead suit checkpoint. I'm going to put somewhere around here. And then that way, because this is going to be a very radioactive area. Well, we do have a research reactor going in. That's made out of lead. Probably not going to make that out of lead when the final one's built. So let's see, they're just working on this pipe. So they're making progress, but it is going to take a while. I think I will give the dupes a little bit of time to catch up on this drywall, and I'll be back where we'll continue to put the design into this whole system. Also, in the meantime, I'm going to build this ladder going over here. I don't want them to actually build this just yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. But I do want to do some construction down here, so that's what this ladder is for. Alright, well, there's not going to be a lot of exciting things happening other than just waiting for these dupes to build some stuff. So I'll be back when we have a little bit more stuff down here built. Till then. So the dupes are still making progress building on top of this base. And I just thought to myself, they've got a lot of material to carry up in here. The more they can carry, the quicker this is going to go. So let's do this now. Go to skills, and I'll just make sure that everyone's carrying capacity is high as it can be. Improved carrying. Looks like most of them are. Minor, you definitely could benefit from that. Pilots, there we are. Looks like most of them are, but your morale is not as high as I would expect, so I'm going to wait on scientist. This ladder system down here is being constructed. It's going to be necessary to do some construction here. I'll be back once again more progress is made by the dupes on this massive system. So the dupes are very close to putting in all the tiling here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually get rid of this. I can use actually these two to kind of mark out where that's going to be. So tell the dupes we want to have this ladder system go all the way across. In fact, we want to have a little bit of tiling around here just to support some liquid containers, liquid reservoirs. Let's do that about this location. And these are going to be used to fill up, make them out of steel just in case things get really hot around here. This is going to be water that's on reserve to go into the research reactor, because one of the very last things we want to do is have a meltdown, and that can happen when you're not able to provide water.
And if the dupes actually create these, then the other thing we can do is we can actually start to get them filled up, which wouldn't be a bad idea. So let's bring this pipe and connect in to this line. So we can start to fill these things up with water, because that's going to take a little bit of time to fill up. Just realizing I may want to have dropped that a little bit, just to make some room underneath here. Let's go more like this. We'll see why this makes sense later on. Gonna make these out of steel. And we'll pump that water in to 1, 2, 3, and 4 liquid reservoirs. Thinking about how I'm gonna do cooling on these steam turbines. I'm very worried about experimenting with a conductive panel. It says extreme temperature exchange with overlapping buildings, but I feel like that's still not going to be enough. We could try it, but I have my doubts whether that's going to actually work or not that well. So I've got a few options, one of which I could put some liquid down here, is what I typically do, and put radiant pipes going across. Or I could actually close off this. I'll have to have more tiling, maybe put in hydrogen or some sort of gas. I'll keep the gas cool, which will keep the steam turbines themselves cool. While I'm watching these dupes create this over here, and get water to be loaded, I guess I'll have a think about which option I want to go with. In the meantime, let's design some other aspects. Let's design the two ends. Well, maybe we'll leave this end alone, but over here, this is going to be where the dupes enter. They're going to be wearing their protective equipment, of course. But we'll want some sort of liquid lock to be able to allow this to happen safely. So I would like some sort of strong liquid right at this location. And if I have it right there, something like petroleum will work well. Get rid of these temporarily. Of course, we're going to need some drywalling around there. That's going to allow the steam from, that'll prevent the steam from escaping. So we don't want that. We want trapped steam in this area. So we'll have a liquid lock over here, and this is where the dupe's entering and exiting. And then we want a liquid lock over here. This is where the rad bolts are going out. So temporarily at the moment, dupes are able to arrive over here, but this system is going to be disabled, and that's just going to be for rad bolts only. I really don't think this system is going to keep these things cool, but I'm very curious to try it. It's an experiment. I think it's going to fail. But if we want to make them out of the right material, and the best material, one of the best materials for temperature exchange, the aluminum. So let's create some pieces of aluminum. We're going to have some cooling thermo aqua tuners, 2 of them. We're going to make this out of steel. And see, we are in need of more steel. So I just ordered some aluminum. Let's order some more steel as well. The queue is there already, so we'll just give the dupe some time to create that. But hold on, whoa. This isn't actually connected. That would explain why no new metals are being created. Let's check on the temperature over here where this is going to be dropped. 12 degrees. So that can take a little bit of cooling. Or heating, rather. The dupes are just continually working away at this. Here we are. So I want to put petroleum. We'll do that at high priority. Only want the smallest piece located right there. This is going to allow the dupes to be able to go down without letting steam out. Of course, I'm going to have to create a tile here, but let's wait for that petroleum to be put in. I'm assuming I've got some petroleum kicking around. We'll do the same over here, but we'll do that at the end. Now there's some petroleum. So if I catch this right away, I can avoid excessive amount of mopping up. There it is. So this is the petroleum that's going to be preventing steam from escaping. Of course, I'm going to need to create this. The bottle emptier can go away. Put a tile right here. I don't think it is absolutely essential to fill in the tile here and here, but I feel it might as well. So there we go. The dupes will have a path to get down over there. The other thing is I want to put in two... Oh, I may not have the steel. I can have the steel to create one. Okay, so we'll put that right there. Wait for more steel to be created. Let's make sure that this is functioning. It is. Okay, so I can see some brine going in at round 10, out at 50. Probably aluminum that was created. Or maybe iron. We'll let that get caught up. So we're going to have one aquatuner over here. We'll put the other one on the opposite side. Now that's going to have an insulated pipe going in and out of it. Let's decide where the other one is going. This one sort of looks like it's on the end of that too. I'll design it to be on the same side over here. Water is starting to be filled in these guys, which is good. So this is going to put a little bit of a strain on my water production system, but I've got a lot of water down there, so that's not a huge concern. Of course, we're going to need some power in here. So I'm going to put this system here like this. It's going to be insulated pipe. And the idea is, if this machine is enabled, water or brine, whatever I'm going to put in here, will feed in here. But if the machine is deactivated, instead it'll go down here and converge at this point. So if I take the temperature of this liquid, make this out of iron. But when I go through automation, let's make this out of steel. I can enable and disable this machine based on the temperature of the coolant going through. Essentially, if it needs cooling, this will be on. If it doesn't, it will be off. And I suspect I'm going to need two of these because a lot of cooling is going to be needed to keep, and that's just to keep these guys cool. got more aluminum. I do not think this is going to work, but I am just curious how this is going to go if I were to get every building to be visited by one of these guys. It says extreme temperature. What did it say? Exchange. I'm going to preemptively make this. If I've got enough. Oh, lead might be scary to use here. I think we want more alumina. I just want to have some radiant pipes. That's going to be ineffective and purposeless in space, but if I need to pivot away from this, I want to have radiant pipes already existing, ready to go. That's my assumption. I don't think this is going to work. I'm just doing it to test. I do have to do a crossing right here. Don't know how to best do this. You know, I'm going to move this guy over. Oops, wrong way. Shit. So we'll have to have a brine. I think cooling's going to be brine, so I'll have a brine line come up here as well. I just want to have a path available. I don't know how I'm going to do this. It's going to be a little complicated. I want to essentially have just go around. If I did this. Destroy these two. I think that, here we go, here we go. So I've got a liquid bridge going like this, and going like this. And, oh yeah, I could have used the cut tool, I forget. And now I need to go. Let's move this over by one. Essentially want to have a cooling circuit line that visits all of these guys. One of the panels has actually been built already. What is going to make these out of radiant pipes? Let's do a few that are actually radiant pipes, just in case cooling is needed. Perspective, but maybe some right here. The whole thing won't be radiant pipes, but oh, I'm short. Let's hold off. Okay, so also want to have the coolant go up here, but I'll have some Rebel rockets here, so I want to make sure this is well insulated. Let's have this go down like that and feed into this guy. We'll see how that goes. A little bit more aluminum. And again, it's not going to do anything in space, but I think there's a really good chance that I'm going to have to put in some liquid on this thing, or gas, depending if I want to put in some tiling or drywalling in these machines and pump in some sort of gas. Maybe I will let the dupes get caught up on the task, produce some more metal, so I can continue with doing some construction over here. I need a lot more steel and aluminum. So get some piping for the brine line that's going to be going around here. A little bit of radiant pipes when I can. And just in case it's needed, I need to put some liquid on top of these guys. I'm going to, before I have this operational, let's put in some drywalling up here. I think it's going to be an important thing to have, potentially, if I need to switch to a different type of cooling in these panels. Just in case that does get used. Let's change this pipe here to not go through that. I think that is going to do for this episode. So we built this little pipe in the fire pole to allow the dupes to get up and back here quicker, because there's a lot to be built. Made very good progress. I've got the floor, I've got the drywalling put in, got all my steam turbines running, and I think in the next episode we're going to put in the intricacies inside this room to actually make it function properly, so that we can get a safe nuclear reaction occurring that's not going to blow up. It will also produce lots of rebels and lots of power for our base. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully I will see you in a future episode where I'll continue on. Thanks anyone for liking this video, and I will see you in a future episode. Till then.